He was the youngest of two sons, born to Giovanni and Ernestina Bargetto in Soquel in 1924. Raffaele Vittorio Alberto was spirited and energetic, and his northern Italian relatives would nickname him Terremoto, which means little earthquake. At Soquel's grammar school, friends called him simply Ralph. When Ralph was a little boy, his father used his family's years of winemaking experience to legally open the Bargetto Winery in Soquel in 1933. Prohibition had just ended. Ralph went on to Mission Hill Middle School, followed by Santa Cruz High, and was one of the brightest in the class of 1942. After spending 2 years studying at Santa Clara University, Ralph was drafted into the Army. His exceptional Latin and Italian language skills earned him an appointment to a specialized Army training unit in Salt Lake City. The University of Utah wrote Ralph's father in 1944 to assure him Ralph was being well taken care of during his intensive Spanish language studies. But Spanish would never prove to be helpful in the war efforts. Ralph would not become a translator after all.
So at that point, they took him from kind of a nice cush linguistic job, and they put a nice metal helmet on him and gave him a gun and says, Ralph, now you're going to go into infantry. So he went to General Patton's army, and he was in a division called the Black Cat Division, kind of a specialized division.
Ralph returned from serving in France and Germany and finished his business degree. Then it happened. He met Marguerite Garnier at a school dance and knew right away he would marry her. The couple married in 1950 and began nurturing a love that would grow to last the rest of their lives.
She was always there by his side, and always, he would forget names, she'd be ready to fill them in for him. You know, she was just always, Ralph, it's this way, Ralph, it's that, and they worked off each other just beautifully.
Ralph's father and brother continued to run the winery in Soquel, and Ralph came on board to use his business skills as a salesman. Soon, Marguerite and Ralph had a son, Phil, the first of what would become a large family. He loved his wife and new family, but Ralph could not support them working at the winery. So he co-founded a real estate firm, which quickly grew to become one of the largest, most successful companies in Santa Cruz in the 1970s. By then, Ralph and Marguerite were raising 10 children.
We had our places where we would sit around the table. During the week, I was the 4 youngest. So we would be fed early because there wasn't enough room at the table. And then my dad would come home and he'd eat with the older siblings, except on Sunday we ate in the dining room. And that's where we'd all have a place at the table.
Ralph became active in the community. He served on many boards, including Dominican Hospital Advisory, Long Marine Lab, Good Shepherd Catholic School, and Goodwill.
He had this sense of duty about him. He was also a very bright, very capable, very outgoing person.
The Rotarian served as Santa Cruz Chamber of Commerce president and also was named Man of the Year in 1981. His sincerity and lively personality earned him many friends.
He was loud. He was fun, always laughing. He could tell a story like no other. He could light up a room.
Ralph continued enjoying his longtime favorite hobbies, which were gardening and hosting family dinners and annual Italian parties. And when times got tough, his deep faith never left him. In 2004, 4 members of the Bargetto family were trapped in a surprise snowstorm while camping in a remote area of the Sierra Nevada. Ralph's son Paul, grandsons Michael, Dominic, and son-in-law Frank Horath spent 5 days with sparse food or clothing. A strong Ralph Bargetto told his grieving daughter,
Mary, you must be stronger than the problem. And he was just so said it so matter-of-factly, like this is where things are. And if you can be stronger than what's going on, things are going to be okay. And that's what he was trying to tell me. That goes back to being such a great man of faith.
Thankfully, they were all safely rescued and in relatively good health.
And because of that faith, I believe that their love for each other and the love for their 10 kids was prevalent to all.
From humble beginnings to a lasting family legacy, The faith that carried Ralph Bargetto and his family through a lifetime of hard work and commitment will always be felt by those he touched.
He was a very strong man of faith. Even in his later years of Parkinson's and dementia robbed him of his mind, he still knew church. Church was everything to him.
And so was Marguerite. She passed away just 9 months before Ralph, after 60 years of marriage.